Here I am, back on my CryptoQ Media channel, in case you happen to miss it. The world's currencies devoid of reserves will, as I have predicted for a while, rise in value. The moment for that prediction has come. Know that reserve currencies will not exist in the future that we are about to enter. Can you tell me what lies ahead? The CBDC will serve as the medium of exchange for all major nations in the future. Within the next several years, digital money will have acquired global domination. Tokenizing their reserves is something every big bank has done. In fact, some of them may even have their own coins, such as JPM coin. I believe Bank of America is going to win, and this city already has won. JP Morgan Chase also has won. The most crucial part of the international monetary system is that we are moving away from a world where a single body controls the money. The entire globe needs to be centralized. The US dollar is a perfect example of why a reserve currency is superfluous. An interesting aspect of suit illnesses is that they eliminate the need for a reserve currency while also proposing a decentralized British currency. The elimination of reserve money by a CBDC may be a mystery to many of you. The sole rationale for maintaining a reserve currency is to ensure that a medium of exchange can maintain its value for at least that amount of time, as central, cross-border transfers can take several days to settle. In it, we take a look at how long it takes for various digital assets, such as stablecoins and digital currencies issued by central banks, to settle. This makes reserve currencies unnecessary, which explains why authorities and big players are becoming increasingly resistant because, well, guess what, this is also known to the higher UPS. Still, as I indicated earlier, a lot of people believe XRP or maybe XLM will serve as this intermediary currency. A great deal of documentation is at your fingertips. In my view, DLNS will dominate the world, and it will be a significant event. This is distributed ledger technology, and the world is changing regardless of the case: XRPix, the Olympics, etc. Everyone needs to be aware that blockchain and DLT are crucial to the next revolution. Your main objectives should be to diversify into utility heavyweights in the area and to have the patience to carry the project through to completion. As of June 18th, this data is available here via the IMF. Digital currencies created by central banks can improve payment efficiency in the Middle East. 19 countries in the Middle East and Central Asia are now considering the notion of issuing a CBDC. The current year's June 18th is upon us. Facilitating more efficient cross-border money transfers and expanding access to formal financial services are the overarching objectives. Nothing less than that will do for us. Am I in favor of the CDC? Am I going to be extremely bullish on CDC? No. It is possible to limit, undermine, control, or even destroy a person's bank account. Nonetheless, I think the idea of control and privacy is being overstated. Nobody questions the safety of their financial accounts. They think it's safe to pay with cash. Now more than ever, our every step is being monitored. Oh my, it has been located. Since we live in an era where technology can trace and monitor everything, central banks couldn't care less if you went out and bought a sandwich. They couldn't care less about the item you're buying. Regardless, they won't give a hoot about the things you buy. Will this lead to a more transparent and truthful situation? 100%. I really hope that is understood by everyone. Private companies are also working on privacy-focused systems. Ripple is one example. Have such invasive methods been taken down? Is it now? Can they find a way to avoid it? Certainly, but they won't care much about what regular people do. But I do think that stable currencies will be the most common. And commercial corporations will be in charge of distributing those. It is worth noting that these coins are stable, However, CBDCs should have in mind that digital currencies are mainly for central banks. They can only be issued by the central bank. In this manner, the IMF predicts that digital currencies produced by governments will replace fiat currency in the long run. This is too late to turn back. This is really happening right now. Cash has stayed the same while everything else has altered. When was the last time cash was the main form of payment to keep up with technology? It will need to change with the times. Hence, the digitization of currency is imminent. In this regard, the head of the IMF has pushed for a more robust push towards central bank-issued digital currencies, and the group has proposed stablecoins and CBDCs as means to aid the economy of the Pacific Island nations. Most of what transpired occurred in 2024, although it was either November of 2023 or 2024, dudes. It appears that they are putting a lot of effort into 2024. This intriguing IMF document pertains to the organization's emphasis on its partners and discusses reserve currencies in a dynamic global monetary system. Among my most significant findings is the fact that the SEC is meaningless and that fragmentation would result from various regulatory frameworks. I mentioned this in a video not long ago, but it is worth mentioning again. They are preparing for a changing international monetary system, which is a fancy way of saying that a new monetary system is going to arise, and the question of reserve currencies is going to be debated. Here we are talking about payment methods, and the majority of the present systems for cross-border transfers and payments have problems. Distributed ledger technology (DLT) and similar technologies allow for the construction of new systems that overcome existing constraints and inefficiencies. The present status of reserve currencies is dictated by US activities, but digital currency competition is distinct from traditional currency competition due to variations in linked networks and users, rather than disparities in macroeconomic performance. That is why a lot of countries are starting to say things like, "Hey, we don't want to be tied to the US dollar anymore. We prefer not to utilize SWIFT since it is being used as a financial weapon." They are so resistant because of this. Not only that, but some of them are currently in existence and might offer multi-currency settlement options, decentralizing the IMS and doing away with future vehicle and invoicing currencies altogether. Another possible motivation for other new systems is the need for an established international currency to consolidate its status as a reserve currency regionally or globally. Since XRP and XLM are mentioned so often in these articles, we likewise pay great attention to them. Global stability would result from a multi-reserve currency system, according to the International Monetary Fund (IMF) in 2021. Remember that this is being written by none other than Tommaso Manzini, Rivoli, a prominent person at the IMF who has also met with Ripple. This also involves Adrian Trussoni. He seems to be the rightful owner of the last name. Maybe I'm not entirely correct on that. Still, they're all familiar with living in close quarters with one another. You might be aware that central banks, along with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and other businesses, are planning and preparing initiatives pertaining to digital-based currencies and reserve currencies. For the time being, I ask that you subscribe and favorite my channel.